Okay, my name is Prof.Francis Mukenani Wamundila. I'm from Chobe district here in Botswana. I possess two PhDs, one PhD in engineering, the other PhD in project management. I also have Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply. I also have 10 other small qualifications. I'm a businessman. I'm into water industry. I deal with design, construct, water and wastewater engineering projects. When evaluating a copper mine, several professions related to mining industry need to be put in. Hence, you need the to have mine engineers, a team of mine engineers, civil engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers. You need to have people with perpetual inventory specialists. You need to have design engineers. You need to have accountants. You need to have a team of experienced professionals in each and every area with knowledge of the mine. When evaluating a copper mine, you look at a lot of aspects. The first aspect that you look at before when you are evaluating the mines, you are trying to find out the value of the mine. So the first thing is you must value the mineral resources underneath. You need to know that mine that you want to value. What are the underneath resources? What is the amount of copper ore which is in existence within that perimeter of the mine? That is a first item to establish what is the value of the minerals underground in that area. Because you can have a land which is 200 hectares, it's got no minerals. You can have a land which is 200 hectares, it's got minerals. Therefore, the value will differ. So when valuing a mine, you have to bring in personnel that is going to study the remaining copper ore or deposits or reserves that are in that mine. That is the first thing. Then the second thing, a mine that is in operation, you need to know the infrastructure that mine has. The infrastructure that the mine has, the mine may have infrastructure underground. It may have infrastructure on surface. You see, the mine has channels underground, tunnels underground, and the mine, some mines, copper mines, have got rail lines underground. They've got road network underground, because for you to get copper ore, you need to have those earth-moving loaders, which will be getting the ore, transporting and putting in the locomotive, the train, and so on. So you have to know, one, what infrastructure is underground. The offices underground, the water reticulation underground. There is also the air ventilation system underground, that is the ductings. There are water pumps that pump out water from underground. So you need to cost all the infrastructure that is underground. Then from there, you come on the surface. A copper mine will have a smelter, it will have a concentrator, it will have a power plant, it will have a foundry shop, it will have a workshop for vehicles, it will have several infrastructure above ground. It's got buildings, it's got power reticulations on the ground, it's got sewer reticulation. So all assets, infrastructure that is above ground, you need to cost them. Then the other thing that you need also to look at, apart from the infrastructure above, a mine has movable assets. A mine has got cars, it's got various equipment, tools that it uses for mining operation. All those vehicles and the equipment used for mining, they need to be valued. Then, as we know very well, every mine has got a copper mine has got a stores. In that stores, the stores, there are stores which have got active stock. Active stock. I mean the stock that is being used on a daily basis for either maintenance of the equipment, or either as protective clothing for the miners, or as a or as spare parts for the vehicles. So there are active stock that get used by the mine, or there's food. So anything in the warehouse that is active. Then the mine also has got obsolete spares. There are certain equipment which have been phased out by the mine, and then they are in a storeroom called the redundant store or obsolete store. Though they are not being used because they are not relevant to the mine, but they may be irrelevant somewhere, so they also get costed. Therefore, you need to have a perpetual inventory of active stock and the obsolete stock. So when you look at this aspect in general, you are costing the stock that the mines has, whether active or obsolete. Then you also, when you are varying the mine, you need to also ask the procurement department, what purchase orders have you issued to supply the stock that is expected in the company by the day of the valuation. So you also add it as part of the stock. Then in a general, when you come to also personnel, usually the mine, they train their personnel. They send them maybe to Salford University, Birmingham, Sheffield University, various universities in the world to learn mining, and or other people to learn accounts or various professions. So the mine has spent money on those personnel. So the personnel, the staff that the mine has, it has to be valuated. It has to be assessed and evaluated in financial terms. Like I will speak also, like let me maybe come back to the first item when I talked about infrastructure. We know that every mine has got a network of road, has got its own network of road. The question is, you have to cost that road. What was the cost of designing that road for the mine? What was the cost of the material used for that mine, for that road network? What was the cost of the labor? So you have to cost it, how much it costed to be constructed. And then you do a depreciation calculation to see its value as at present. Like the mine also has got a sewer reticulation. Some mines have got their own houses where the miners stay. So there is sewer reticulation in the residential area. There is sewer reticulation in the mine itself. The question is, that sewer reticulation, how did it find itself there? Which means you design, somebody designed that, surveyed, designed, bought materials, did the construction. So there is a value for construction of that sewer reticulation. So you vary the sewer reticulation. There is power reticulation. What was the cost of designing the power reticulation? What was the cost of the electrical materials that were used for that power reticulation for the mines? You value the power reticulation material. So you cost it, what would be its cost, and then you do a depreciation since it's an odd reticulation. Then you also you take each item, like you take the concentrator. The concentrator, you have conveyor belts, you have a lot of electromechanical things there, you've got a lot of structures that make a concentrator. Therefore, you have a design. You look at the design that was there, that was for that concentrator. Then you cost it. After you cost it, you start now the depreciation calculations to see what will be the value of this concentrator as at this stage. Like this, the smelter, you look at the smelter, same as you did for the concentrator. You look at the design, you look at it, you cost it. When you cost it, which means you look at each and every component of the smelter, and then you come up with the value. Then you look at it, what was the labor in constructing the smelter? What materials went on the smelter? What is the value of this smelter? That smelter may be old, but maybe certain components have just been replaced, they are new. So you don't just need to get the smelter as it is. Say this smelter was built maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago. You don't have to look at that. You look at the design, then from there you assess the components in the smelter. After you assess the components in the smelter, you start looking at them. How old is each component? Some components maybe were installed yesterday. Maybe some motors were installed yesterday, some pumps, some gearboxes, and so on. So it will not be professional to value the smelter based on how much it was constructed and what is its value, because it may have been refurbished with new components. Same way you talk about the foundry shop, where the melted copper ore is taken there and casted into foundry chambers to come up with some copper ore rectangular thing ready for sale. So the foundry shop also in the same way. What was this? What is it? Where is the design? You look at the design. Then after you look at the design, you go inside, assess component by component. When was it put in? When was it fitted in? Then from there you come with the actual value of the smelter. Then in general, what I'm trying to say, you have to analyze those. Like even in most of the copper mines, they've got the rail lines where when they take the copper ore, the copper ore is transported by the locomotive. What is the cost of the locomotive workshop where they repair the locomotives? Are you getting my point? What is the cost? The rail line which the mine has, what is its cost? Then you also have to analyze all buildings and the structures on the surface. So all buildings or all structures for the mine need to be evaluated, need to be costed, and you do a proper costing by valuing. You don't just have to say this house is worth so much. How do you know? Maybe there've been a lot of refurbishment. There are new components. A building, when you just depreciate like this, foreign depreciation calculation, some buildings may find that it will come to zero value, but it's not actually zero value because it has been refurbished with new components. So basically, when you are valuing the mine, you cost all the underground infrastructure, because somebody had to drill to make those tunnels. Somebody had to put the pumps underground so that they can pump water to the surface. So you value those pumps. Somebody had to design and put in the ventilation system underground. So you value the ventilation system. Then there is a sewer network underground. That sewer network has to be valued. There are offices underground. Some mines have got underground. There are offices, they have to be valued. Then also there are heavy earth moving equipment which are used there to carry copper ore. They have to be valued. There are also equipment used for drilling, for drilling underground. You have to value them. So everything that is underground, infrastructure, equipment, and the cost of having built those things have to be valued. Then also, as I said, on the surface, the mine has got a hoist equipment that goes underground. Hoist system, it has to be valuated. The mine has, the copper mine has got a smelter, it has to be valuated. It has a power plant. A power plant is the one that controls the pumps, the pumps underground, so that water can be pumped from underground to the top. Also in the power plant, you find that there's also ventilation. It's control ventilation, because the air has to come from the atmosphere, but pumped into the underground. So you have to value the power plant, the smelter, you have to value it, the concentrator, you have to value it. All the workshops, whether it's a mine will have a vehicle workshop, they will have electrical services workshop, they will have machine shop, they will have fabrication shop, they will have various departments. All those have to be costed. Then the mine also, so most of the mines have got their own hospitals. So you have to value the hospitals. You have to value the equipment that is installed in that hospital. Then in the manpower, that as I said, the manpower, the mines have spent money to build the quality, to build the quality of the personnel. As you know, the mines they've got mine engineers, geologists, they have industrial engineers. Mainly, most of the sponsorship mainly goes to people for the mining. So you find that each mine sends people for mine engineering. They send to go and do geology, to do chemical engineering, to do general chemistry, to do surveying. So various professionals. So the mine spends a lot of money yearly. So the money spent on those personnel to reach the caliber they are, enabled to perform well, it needs to be costed. So at the end of the day, when you have costed all these things, you also need guidance from the management accountant. Management accountant, usually these people with the CIMA. CIMA stands for Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. People with the CIMA, usually the spearhead management accountant, they will now put that information in a better management accounting. There is management accounting. Also, as part of valuating the mine, when you are valuating the mine, you've got debtors and creditors. Now, I'll use the language which everybody can understand. People who will be watching this interview. I'm going to use language which is simple for everybody to understand. After you have valuated this, the mine, there are people who owe the mine. The mine has sold copper ore. So you need to know the copper ore which has been sold. You need to know what the mines owe, who they owe. Then from there, you need to know what profit you expect. You put that into the valuation report. That is what you expect from people you have sold copper ore, and the suppliers and contractors that you owe. You do your balancing. Then you put into the report. Also, at the time you are valuing the mine has got copper ready to be transported and to be sold, which is packed. So that date of valuation, you have to know what stock of copper which has come from foundry shop. How much copper do you have? How many tons? It hasn't been sold, but you value the copper ore. You have to value the underground infrastructure. You have to value the equipment underground. You have to value the consultants and the design work which was done on that. Then you have to value the all the structures underground. all the ventilation systems, all the water pumping systems, anything that is electrical, mechanical, or civil that is underground. The design and the consultants. Then also, what I've talked about, valuing all infrastructure on the surface. That is the power reticulation, sewer reticulation, building infrastructure, electrical and mechanical structures. That is evaluating the concentrator, valuing the smelter, valuing power plant, foundry, electrical services, or the workshop. All these that I've explained, including valuing, giving value to the manpower that the mine has. Also valuing the stock that the mine has. Also valuing the copper ore that is ready for sale. Also balancing the debtors against the creditors. Then also involving the management accountants, since management accountants they are specialists at costing. People have done Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, valuing all this. So when you look at everything that I've said, how you value the mines, but you find that in Africa, politicians can choose just accountants, or they can choose just lawyers, commercial people to go and value the mine. What is an accountant going to value without a technical experts? Then when you look at the things that I've talked about, valuation, to value the mine underground, on surface, and what it has, then you see most of these, most of the governments, they will say, we have sent KPMG, Deloitte and Touche, PricewaterhouseCoopers, BDO Spencer, or we have sent an outside consulting firm to value the mine, which is the operation. Then they give you a report in 3 months that they've finished. Can a person finish valuing the mine in 3 months the way I'm talking? It's impossible. Because some of the drawings underground, for underground or any infrastructure, you may not find them. So if you may not find them, you have to involve the design engineers to reproduce the drawings. Then you have to involve now the quantity surveyors to cost, and then to do depreciation. So what you see in Africa, even some parts of Europe, where accountants, lawyers, or economists are sent to go and evaluate a copper mine, do they go and do the technical analysis of the mine? How do they value? You cannot finish a valuation of a mine in 3 months. But if you send the accountants alone, they'll just go and do paperwork. But that's not a good report. So that's that about the valuation of a copper mine. And I'm not talking of a single copper mine. What I'm talking about is for any copper mine in the world. But the principle behind can also be used in valuing a diamond mine. The principle behind can be used in valuing any industry. The principle is the same. Yes, accountants are required, lawyers are required, economists are required, but the major player holders must the people that are going to evaluate, to value those the underground services, upper ground services, and everything that the mine has. If the president sees it fit that Professor Francis Mukenani Wamundila can contribute to any commission of inquiry, or can fit in as a consultant for the mine, consultant for water authorities, or any commission of inquiry, the president is the head of this country. And when he appoints you when he appoints me. In other words, he's actually saying, Professor Francis Wamundila, can you come on body where you contribute to the national development of Botswana? So saying no to the request of the president is like you are saying no to contribution to national development of the country. So I, as a Professor Francis Mukenani Wamundila, I would take it as an honor and a great privilege that the president has a vision. And in his vision to run this country, he has felt that I can be one of the people to add on the value of fulfilling his vision. Therefore, I would accept. Thank you very much. And what I would want just to say is this interview that about valuation of the copper mine, which you brought here, we have been discussing professionally, without any mine in mind, or without any person in mind. We are speaking how a copper mine can be valued, because we've seen that in our African continent, our politicians, our leaders, not everybody knows everything. Most of the people, they do not know what is happening in the mine. Therefore, when they are appointing people to do, let's say, commission of inquiry to the mine, or commission to opening a mine, when you want to open a mine, you need it. When you want to open a copper mine, or you want to value a mine, you need people that to understand the operation of the mine and what needs to be done. So I'm happy that I hope from what we have discussed, someone somewhere there in Botswana or anywhere in Africa will be able to get sense. And so when you are valuing the mine, you don't just send accountants to go there, or you don't just send the lawyers to go there, or you don't just send economists to go there. They will now know that to value a mine, you need people that understand the underground services, that understand the upper ground services, that understand the associated works for the mines. So I'm happy, and I can say someone somewhere will be touched and educated as we keep on learning day by day. Thank you.